Yo, what's up YouTube? Brennan Wolf here. We haven't done a matchup guide in a while, and I played against Jayce a few times the other day, and they all went really well, and I was like, well, why not post a matchup guide? So here we are, we're going to do a matchup guide for Fiora into Jayce in the top lane. When I play against Jayce, I always like to take Doran's Shield, and then typically I run these runes. So we're going to be running Conqueror, Triumph, Alacrity, Last Stand, Bone Plating, and Revitalize. Now you can run Grasp as well, but I think that this is the better rune page. The only time I would really recommend running Grasp is if you're very unfamiliar with the lane, newly learning Fiora, or just uncomfortable in deranged matchups. I think there's a lot of pros and cons when you look at the Conqueror and Grasp runes into the ranged matchups. But in the grand scheme of things, I think that Conqueror always ends up being better because if you do get ahead in the lane against like a squishy enemy, you're going to be able to snowball and carry a lot harder. Grasp, on the other hand, will keep you safer. It'll keep you alive and allow you to come out of lane even more often than not. But there's not a lot of potential to really take the lead in that lane and dominate your lane opponent. So this is going to be a Jayce that is running Corrupting Pot instead of refillable and longsword. So it's the same idea where we're gonna try to stay behind the minions. We want to look for the level 2 all-in if we get the chance. If we have an advantageous level 2 where we have the vital on us and we're able to go all in, we're going to take it every time. We also just want to avoid taking too much damage on the early levels. If we see a vital where we can hit it and run away while he only has his Q, perfect, we take that. So Bone Plating obviously helping us with these range. We go for those vitals that are on us. He's going to go for that combo. It always kind of sucks if you take the full one like that at a low level, but that's why you take Doran's Shield. We start healing up a bit. He's playing aggressive. We use our mobility just to sidestep it. And at this point, if we start to get pushed in, we can start pinging for the jungler to help us, or we just look for that level 2. Vitals on us, we definitely want to hit it, but the wave's in a weird spot, so we're going to take it, get away. Vital. And this is another thing just in general with Fiora. Focus on hitting the vitals and avoid just auto-attacking them and looking back. If we can just dance around him, he actually hit his level 2 and now he is behind. Now with a Corrupting Pot though, he is going to recover a lot of HP. So right here, we see an advantageous vital. We're going for it and we get his flash out. So he knows that as well. He sees the vital on him. He does his full combo. He's got nothing left. He has to flash away. Our our parry can basically dodge half of his combo, and at level 2 his cooldowns are very high. We saw it in the first game as well. We're looking to hit these vitals that are facing us, get some HP back, and then use the movement speed from them to just get out of range. So we do get hit by the accelerated Q there. That happens. But right now this guy is just stuck in a weird spot where he really wants to shove this. He's got Karthus up here with him. He can't get a gank without actually diving me at level 3, which just isn't going to work. Even in this situation, we're taking the accelerated Qs, but it's okay because he took a Corrupting Pot, so he's a lot weaker. But notice how we're always posturing towards him. We're looking for that vital, any opportunity we get to take the all-in and actually finish the kill, because once we get that lead in that first solo kill, it's absolutely a free lane for us. So we see the vital, we go all in. He's got no flash, parry to slow, and if we hit the parry before he uses the knockback, he's going to be too slow to run away anyways. So once again, we have started the lane off with a lead by using Doran's Shield, dodging the Shock Blast using our minions, and holding our or being aggressive when we see the vital faced us, just because of his cooldowns being so long. So here we are, we're in a good position. And there's obviously, I usually actually stay in lane after we get the first kill if I have like more than half HP, because a lot of times Jayces, they'll go in and try to just push the wave in and force your TB out when you're low HP. But that means, because he's level 4, that his cooldowns, we saw it before, 16, 10, 20, super high cooldowns. If he uses his full combo, he's just dead. He's dead early, so we look for mistakes from Jayce players. So, and I think he actually makes a huge one here. Let's see. Playing behind the minions. We see the Vital on us. We go for the aggressive play. We're playing right on him so he gets no distance from us. Hitting all the Vitals, being patient. A Vital after the knock, or a parry after the knockback, and that's just the end of the lane. The game is over once again. We have once again outplayed the Jayce just by being confident, being patient while hitting the Vitals, avoiding too much poke damage from him, taking Doran's shield to help with that as well. And we have another successful early game. So TP back, and we're going to want to hold this lane. We want Jayce to have no room to run away from us because we are faster. So in this game, notice how we went for the tier and the whip first instead of tabbies. Now, who is their jungler? Their jungler is Karthus. It's not an AD jungler. We don't need to worry too much about getting tabbies first. We already have a 2-kill lead. We can take the damage, but I always recommend grabbing boots. Even if you're not going to finish them, just boots in general, the mobility to allow you to move back and forth and dodge his shock blast damage is huge. So we'll start this back up. We're going to be freezing this wave. We want him to have to push into us. We have a lead now, and anytime that Vital is on us, we want to go for that all in. So this isn't really a freeze, though. We're slow pushing. But this is even better. It's safer as well. If he does try to combo or make any type of trade with us, he hard loses because we have 10 minions there that are going to do a lot of damage to him in the early game. So we see the Vital on us. We just want to get... He's kind of under tower now, so we want to make him push us out again. And then we're going to look for an opportunity, if there is one, to kill him. But another thing I like to do a lot into ranged lanes like this is play the bush a lot. So kind of like hit minions, go back in the bush, make him have no idea where he wants to throw his Q. Playing the bush is always actually a really big deal no matter what lane, or not what lane, but what laner you're playing against. So in this one, he's obviously sitting under the tower. He does have a little bit of a freeze going on. We kind of want to shove it, and at the same time, we're in a standstill where we want him to push out. So we're just going to be patient. Just make sure we don't die or make any too dire mistakes. Make sure we're keeping track of the enemy jungler, which we just pinged on the map. We know Karthus is bot. So we're just chilling right now. So we can fast forward through this. This is just us last hitting and staying safe from any poke damage. We don't want to try to dive him under his tower. Obviously, we see the Vital on him, and I was talking about all in him every time the Vital is faced towards us, but in this situation, we can't really. We can take quick trades like this, and then just back up. So we won that trade, and then we back up. And then sometimes you're going to have a jungler like a Kiana or an Echo or somebody who's going to be able to help you dive. You want to get that wave pushed into the tower so that it dies, and we start shoving it back to us. So now we're getting him a little bit away from tower. So right when he's stepping up to like that point, that's where we can look for an all-in to finish the kill. We know that he has flash up as well right now, though. So he's used his combo here, and this is the perfect opportunity for us to go all in. Now that's just extremely clean. Now this is the perfect... We have to ult here anyways because it's the only way to win the fight. Now look how he swings. And he swings again. 1 and 2. That's when we know it's going to be the E. Every Jayce player, it does not matter what elo they're in, is always going to use it as an animation cancel. An animation cancel because it is the highest output of damage to animation cancel your abilities. Doesn't matter if they're silver, if they're gold, if they're bronze, if they're plat. If they're good at the champion, they're always going to animation cancel it. So we're always looking for the double swing to parry, which we got there, and that was a great play. And at this point, the lane is once again over for the early game. So we are 3 and 2. We have our full item. We have our ulti, so we have a level 11, which is our level 2 ulti, which is even more powerful. So he decided to hold on to his TP, which means we can actually stand in between both waves here and go for a kill right here or a kill under the tower. Now, if you guys are aware of the toggle where you hold down the little semicolon button, or just in your game, wherever it is, let's see. Treat target champions only as a toggle. It's called target champions only. It is typically the semicolon button. I don't use it as a toggle, but I hold it down, and that's how you would dive somebody without hitting the tower. So here we're kind of like playing the Vital, getting out of tower range, playing the Vital, and then once we feel comfortable to actually finish the kill, that's when we go for it. So gonna hit that top Vital. We're gonna slow him with the stride breaker. He has nowhere to go. Knock out the Vitals, and we just walk right out. At this point, the Jayce can no longer lane against me because we've gotten our mythic and we've gotten such a lead, and we are taking advantage of that, and we are furthering our lead in the lane. So after taking the top tower, we're actually going to start putting pressure on Jayce, who has just died underneath his own tower, to match us. By forcing him to match us, we know that he cannot stay under his tower and be safe. So this basically allows us to put a lot of pressure on the map because he knows he needs help. This is just some BM. I can't believe I did that, by the way. I remember this play. I was kind of having fun on the stream when this was going on. I left her to live, and then I was like, I'm going to go back and get her. And I didn't know the whole team was going to be there. That's my fault. A little bit of fun there. But basically, what we're looking to do is force him to match us. And not BM your enemies. That's not cool. It was all jokes, though. Just a prank. It was funny. We're looking for him to match us. He's not going to push as hard as us. So, kind of looking for any play that we can get. Notice how we sat behind the wall for a second to see if anyone was pushing this wave, because we're very strong right now. We could just 1v1 anyone with this assassin build with Stridebreaker. So we're going to go ahead and push. We're going to force somebody to come and match us. Preferably Jayce. We want Jayce to match us because that's the guy that we can dive. But now that we've gotten to this point, notice how many people are in our lane right now. 1, 2, 3. And then Jayce is on the way as well. Because we won the top lane so hard, they have to respect that and actually bring a lot of people to stop us. So this is where our split push is just incredible. Now, once again, we're just looking for any opportunity to take Jayce off the map, which we're doing right now. Clearing their camps, taking down Karthus, staying alive. We do end up dying there, but we waste a lot of time from them. Also, I believe we get the dragon here for that. Taking some sums, killing the Karthus in his jungle. We just have such a lead that we become such a menace in the mid game. And Jayce is never able to actually match us or do anything about it. I'm kind of just staying wherever Jayce is. He's going to be my easiest kill, and I want to keep him out of the game. I want to stop him from scaling completely. Keep in mind in the mid game how far that accelerated Q is, because it's about half a lane away. So he can hit you while not even being on your screen, and that's something to definitely be aware of as well. Right here, another good play. We kind of dominated this game, it looks like, to be honest. So in the mid game, we're splitting again. We're looking for Jayce to match us because we know we can dive him. We're looking to stay dominant in the side lane. So, and this is another thing. Sometimes on these ones, it's a lot harder to dive them. And this is what I was talking about in that first game, how we want to, in the mid game, we want to like force him to protect so we can go help our team. So we're first to help our team, right? So he has to come answer to us. Now he's stuck at this tower, and we're able to come help our team here and get a nice flank off. So now that we've taken Jayce off the map, like we've been talking about, now we can make a nice play from behind and try to help our team, basically. We're putting pressure on while they are currently getting the Baron. And that's all because we're playing the map like lines, right? So they take this, we basically play zone coverage and cover all of this. We cover all the lines, and we know that Jayce is here, and Jayce is going to have to walk through and follow where we just came from. He's probably going to come from here or here. Once we know that his team is playing from inside here, he's probably going to come and try to support them because he knows he can't 1v1 me. So he has to be with teammates to kill me, which means he's probably going to come from here, which allows us to just play this line, play this little zone coverage here back and forth, assure that our team gets the Baron, and that's a win for us. So obviously in these late game team fights, his cooldowns are a little bit lower, but we're also looking to keep our range. Look for any way that we can like sneak up on him and get into that melee range, because he's way weaker in the melee range. He's only got that one combo, which we can parry, and that's all he's really got. We are still looking to obviously avoid the Q damage, which is why we stay away. We use our Q, which is on a very low cooldown, to avoid it. And it allows us to win team fights really easily with the Jayce. We're just looking to really get in his face and hit those vitals. And there we go. We have successfully taken on the Jayce again and beaten him in lane. And now we're going to go into the next one. Got one more game to show you guys. So we're going to be doing the same things as always. We're looking to all in whenever the vital is on us. We're looking to use the minions as a way to block shock blast damage. And I think that we make a mistake in this game, and I'm kind of excited to show it. Because there is always a way to come back into it, basically, in this lane. And this Jayce has the full metal Jayce skin, so dude, you know he's Pog, right? So that's a big deal as well. We got to be careful about that. But notice how we're playing behind the second wave like we've been doing. Fido's on us. We definitely want to hit it if we can, but want to avoid taking too much damage. And if we can't get any trades, then we go for that level 2 and try to see if we can hit that all in if possible, which we are going for here. So we're kind of shoving this, unfortunately. Trying to get that back to even. But we're looking for any like level ups that we hit before him, like the level 2, we try to go all in, the level 3. This guy's playing a lot more passive, definitely a lot more patient and careful with his accelerated Q. We're noticing that standing behind the minions is working, but he's holding it until that perfect opportunity. So it's a little bit different. This guy's playing it a lot safer. So I think we're going to get ganked, I believe, from the Diana here. Let's see. So we actually get both flashes out. That was actually well played. So now that we got both flashes out, our flash is gone. This is now a flashless lane in which our lane is kind of messed up. So we're going to take a longsword here. Ideally, it probably would have been better to take the cloth armor start. But in this game, we don't really get the ability to go tabbies once again. We're looking for the damage instead of tabbies. We look at the enemy jungler. We see that it is Diana. It is not an AD jungler. There's no reason to rush tabbies. Damage would be more ideal. So we're just slow pushing this wave. We really want this wave to push back to us, especially when we have a Hecarim. It's way easier for the Hecarim to come in and gank this guy. And even if he does knock him away, Hecarim's super fast. He's able to get back in. We kind of lost our minion there. He's been good with hitting those accelerated Qs. We're going to ping and say, hey, we need some assistance here. Use our mobility, dodge the Qs there, the shock blasts. And right now we're in a good spot, though, because we have the wave pushing towards us, which is great. And we're kind of going to hold it. He does have a slight level advantage because of the gank from Diana earlier. And this is where it gets a little tricky because he's got an HP lead, he's got an XP lead, we're stuck under the tower. We're forced to use our parry there because we did not sidestep properly, and now we're in a little bit of a tight spot. We're looking to get these minions, keep avoiding. This guy is hitting his Qs a lot better than the previous Jayces. There's always a way around it, there's always a way to win a lane. So we're just playing behind our minions, making sure to hit those. Going for any type of bait that we can, even when it's something silly like that, like trying to recall to see if he'll throw a Q out and maybe we can move up and get like 1 or 2 CS. Trying to see if we can get him to throw it. So basically we were baiting him there, acting like we wanted to recall, and we're able to get the kill. Now it does seem like it's a very interesting thing to think that that would like help at all or talk about. But notice how my team is pinging. I want him to know I'm here, and I want him to know how low I am as well. So this is a really good way to bait, right? Is just to basically stay there, keep canceling your recall, like almost like you're trying to make a decision. You're like, do I need to stay to get this wave? I'm already behind, what do I do? And then he was trying to shove it as fast as possible, so he's using his abilities and basically just setting you up perfectly for the gank. So we got Rise to come behind, we got Hecarim, he's back up here, and boom, we're able to get this kill. But now we're basically going to try to shove this because we already know that he TP'd. Diana comes, and Diana saves this lane once again for him, and we have to reset it here. So he's still set up in a really good position, even though Diana dies there. He's still set up in a really good position where it's set up and it's pushing towards him. So we're still down in the lane even after that. So at this point, we're going to go ahead and buy the whip. We want damage. They've got a mage as a jungler, not an AD, so we don't need to rush tabbies. So we're going to go ahead and grab the whip. Vital's not on us, so we don't really have an opportunity to go all in here, which kind of sucks because we really want to see if we can bait him to use a bunch of abilities. And now this is something that we do sometimes. I like to use my ulti to push somebody out of lane if I'm feeling a lot of pressure from them and I just want to shove. Sometimes hitting all 4 vitals and then just using it as a way to back up or to get health back and chunk him down really hard is a really nice tool to use for the laning phase. So he hit us with a full combo, and you see the difference here. It's big damage. So we want to grab 4 minions, we want to freeze it, and then let our team know, hey, because we just saw him flash a little while ago, he doesn't have flash, he doesn't have TP. We really want to make a play here. So I'm pinging, and then Hecarim's pinging, and we know what to do here. So we keep him under the tower. And like I said, he's very easy to gank. He's only got one form of CC, and it's just a knockback. It's a quick pickup, and now we're getting back into the game. Even though he got 3 ganks from Diana, he played it pretty well. But we have now once again received the lead. Now we've got our full stride breaker, and this is where we really want to get aggressive into him, right? Anytime we have the stride breaker, if we know that we can touch him with a Q or hit a vital that's faced towards us, then this is just like one of those opportunities where it's basically go all in, go for that kill, and make it happen. TP behind him. It's been 14 minutes. We've got the stride breaker now, so we do huge damage. We can slow him up. We can use the parry before he even uses the knockback, and there we go. So that was another successful early game against Jayce. But here we are in the late game again. Once again, when we're playing against Jayce in the late game, we're just looking to avoid that poke damage, remembering from lane that it can reach you from about a half a lane away. Avoiding that, trying to get in the melee range, and then do damage to him. So even though we went 6, 6, and 9 by not setting up the scaling champion Jayce to succeed, we have made him go 2 and 13, and we have had another successful lane against Jayce. Alright guys, that is the end of the Jayce matchup guide video. Hopefully these tips help you out, help you in the early, mid, and late game against Jayce. I know it can be kind of an annoying lane, especially just any ranged top laner in general, but hopefully these tips help you out, and they're able to help you find a way to carry even against Jayce and against other ranged top laners as well. Some of these tips you can actually use against like a Quinn or something like that too. Any critique or feedback is greatly appreciated in these matchup guides. Anything that you think I could have done a little bit better to help you understand the lane or just help in general. I know I said that we were going to do matchup guide videos weekly, but we kind of got caught up with the new season, the TikToks, the YouTubes, the daily streams that we're doing. By the way, 365 days a year, rain or shine, sag or match, will be live. Just want to throw that out there. But I do appreciate you guys so much for watching the video. This was a fun one. I definitely want to get back into doing the matchup guides again. Eventually, we plan on hitting every single champion, and then once we've hit every single champion, I'm sure they're going to drop 6 more for the top lane by the time we get there, so we'll do all those, and then we'll start redoing some of the older ones as the game changes with new patches, item changes, so on and so forth. So, once again, I appreciate you guys being here. I'm out. I'm going to go get some sleep. I appreciate you guys so much, and I'll see you next time. Peace out. Love ya. Have a great night.